Hi everybody, David Noor. I want to welcome you back to another Facebook Live session on my latest book, Co-Create. I'm elated to share insights, ideas that I've been thinking about for the last 3-4 years on how you as an individual, as a team, and as an organization need to think very differently about the evolution of your business. Evolution of your revenue model, your business model, your channel strategy. I'm just not convinced that what we're doing is working or what we've done is going to continue to work. So I feel like a one-man flag-carrying armada to really talk about the need to practice more agility and nimbleness than ever before. The fact that none of us are the smartest person in the room. And I have a mentor who says, if you are, you're in the wrong room. I talk a lot about this idea of adaptive innovation and, are you identifying faint market signals out in the market? Are you leveraging relationships as signal scouts to bring those ideas to you? And then do you have the capacity, do you have the capability to quickly pilot and prototype? Liz, Carol, welcome. Glad you're here. John Kenyon's joined. Glad you're here. So Co-Create. Again, the pub date for this, the publication date is May 9th. You can go to cocreatebook.com to learn more about my ideas and efforts. We got some great perks for pre-orders, whether individual copies or bulk orders. And I want to talk to you about the next webinar. This is webinar number 5 of 8 that I'm doing in a series. It's coming up tomorrow. It's on Thursday. They're all 3 o'clock Eastern. And on this one, I'm going to talk about different stages of the customer experience journey. If you think about it, if you think about your own experience, we all go through them every single day with different brands, different products, different services, different companies. And the really smart organizations have started to capture that customer experience journey. Listen to what I'm saying. Not more about our products or about our services. What's the experience they're having with us? And how do we make sure from the first time they interact with us or the first opportunity for us to engage them all the way through, and I tell a lot of my clients, when somebody buys, that's really when the relationship starts. How about after the sale? How about service? How about how do they learn to better use that product or service? Regardless of how simple, you don't have to tell me how to use a Post-it note, but you can certainly give me ideas on how to use different variations of it, different purposes that I may not have thought of. How else can I get benefit from that? And all of that customer experience journey is really about me, the customer, less about you. And in the book, I talk about this almost like a figure 8. This figure 8 that we all go through, and I talk about kind of very unique stages, and I want you to think about the last time you bought something, right? And let me just share with you some insights, and I'll talk a lot more about this in the webinar tomorrow. Again, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. The start of any customer experience journey starts with evaluation. Throughout our lives, and this happens on a daily basis, right? This shirt has a hole in it, so I need another shirt. My vacuum cleaner is getting to be either more expensive to repair or doesn't, function as well, so I needed a new vacuum cleaner. And this happens to us in B2C as consumers, as well as it does B2B, right? The copier isn't working, or we need different fleet, or we need a better supply chain system or CRM system. Any of those, we've proven it's exactly the same. So we start with evaluation at the center of that figure 8. Then we move to discovery. We go out there and we start to do our own due diligence. And here's the critical part you need to understand. I share research in the book. Most people do all that research before they ever talk to the company. Think about it. When was the last time you called a company and say, hey, can you send me a brochure? Or can you have one of your sales reps call me or come see me? We don't do that. What do? We get online, right? So the whole discovery process is often online. We read blogs. We read product reviews. We read what others who've had similar problem or challenges us have identified as that same challenge. We can relate to them. And more importantly, what did they do to solve it? Some of you know that I ride motorcycles. And the first time I didn't grow up with a wrench in my hand. I didn't even ride till just a few years ago. So the first time my son and I decided we want to change our own oil, we got on YouTube. And okay, what kind of oil and what kind of oil filter and how do you do it? And right, and by hook or crook, you kind of figure things out, right? So we go through the whole discovery. The next stage is consideration. And in consideration, we're looking at different options. We're looking at different, trade-offs. I could pay more for here, but I get more value or a better product. I could pay less, and I save money. I could pay for accelerated shipping, right? So we consider all the potential options with more features or benefits or add-ons, right? So we're in that consideration. Then, believe it or not, we come back to evaluation. Do I really need that? Can I get that vacuum cleaner fixed instead of buying a new one? And we subconsciously do this. Some people call it buyer's remorse. This is even before you buy, right? Then we actually buy, right? So we go and do the purchase. We go and we invest time, effort, regardless of how much time and effort we take. We buy it online, or we go and walk in, or we call them. We buy, we commit. Basically, that's the commitment. When it comes in and we start using it, guess what? We're coming back to that evaluation. So that figure 8, evaluate, kind of really discover, consider our options, come back to evaluation, buy, use, come back to evaluation. Here's where I'm going with this. How well do you understand, and I talk a lot about this in chapter 4 of the book, of what's critical in each stage along that continuum. How well do you understand the path that not only your customers take, but what influences their thinking and call to action? Because if you don't understand that, the whole idea of co-create won't matter, because you're going to go in some corner and create something you think it's cool that nobody's going to care about. And that happens in projects, that happens with products, that happens with... I worked with a global insurance company, right? Their name is not important right now, but I worked with a global insurance company who created a product for medical offices, for physicians, and nobody bought. Right? And the president of the division is like really perplexed. Well, we thought it was a good idea, and I said, there lies the problem. You thought it was a good idea. How well do you understand their evaluation, their consideration, discovery, come back to evaluation, buying, using, right? How well do you understand, and how proactively have you captured kind of their decision points along the way, and where you're a fit, where you're not a good fit? So 3 things I want you to think about. Number 1, is your customer experience journey visually captured? We think in pictures, we live our lives in the narrative. The visual part is critical, and I talk a lot about that throughout the book. Number 2, it's not just about the journey. The aha moments or the pain points you capture in the journey, right? So I was on another web meeting earlier today with Jennifer Bridges from PDUs to Go for project management professionals. And I brought up the example of Starbucks. If you use the Starbucks app, like I do, the Starbucks app came from Starbucks capturing the customer's experience journey and where the pain points were. Everything from finding a location near you to standing in line and ordering and waiting for the order and cash or credit card. And now I do all that from my app, from my Starbucks app. So the aha moment or the pain points, the real value of it is identifying where you can make a difference. Again, listen to what I'm saying. Not what can you do, how can you do it, what can you sell more of. Where can you make a difference in their journey? Where can you make a difference in their lives? That's what creates market gravity, market pull, and doesn't make you another push product. We're just inundated with push. Everybody wants to push marketing, push advertising, push leadership, push management, push, that we all kind of like get tired of. So if you want to become an object of interest, if you want to create market gravity, market pull, you have to think about how you can improve their lives in that process. And I've seen that work, and I talk about case studies and examples in the book in B2B and B2C. So in the webinar tomorrow, I'm going to show you some examples. I'll work with a division of a global company and really help them think differently. I talk about the Jerry Maguire business model. So if nothing else, that's worth the price of admission alone. Hope you'll join us for that. I talk about a deeper, more meaningful relationship with a few folks that really impact you, and then I also give you an example of needs-based segmentation. A lot of companies segment their customers based on size, right? This is a small company, this is medium, this is large. I've seen small companies buy very differently. I've seen medium companies have very different needs. I've seen large companies, right, not behave the same. So instead of just potentially geographic or demographic or even psychographic information, I want you to think about needs-based segmentation as it indicates, based on the needs. What do they need from us? At what stage do they need it? How do we best effectively, most impactfully get it to them? So again, the topic is my latest book called Co-Create. The webinar is tomorrow. It's Thursday, I think, the 20th of April, 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific. You can learn more at cocreatebook.com. You can register for the webinar there as well. I hope you make time to join us. Otherwise, have a great rest of the day and a great rest of the week, and I'll see you back online soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.